Hey, it's Dave Lindahl, and today we're going to talk about marketing. How are we going to get these deals coming in on a regular basis? You know, it doesn't matter how much skill you have, how much knowledge you have. If you don't have deals coming in on a constant flow, if your phone's not ringing, you're not doing business. So marketing is probably one of the key aspects of your business. It's definitely one of your core competencies when you're buying and selling multifamily and commercial properties. So let's talk about, there's many different ways to market. The one thing you've got to know is you've got to cast out a big net and haul in all of the deals in that big net instead of just using one particular source of marketing. And also, you know, there's one source of marketing that a lot of people use, and I think because they can't get any deals from it, that there are no good deals out there, and that is the internet. And I want you to know that while you can get good deals on the internet, they're fewer and far between than the deals you get from your other forms of marketing. And the reason being is that with the multifamily and commercial industry, there is no multiple listing service, typically. There is for the smaller deals, but not for the larger deals. So it's brokers that have already been through their buyer's list are the people that are putting the deals onto LoopNet. Well, if they've already been through their buyer's list, it probably means that it's not a great deal. And I just mentioned LoopNet. LoopNet is one of the internet sites, like also CIMLS is another LoopNet site. PropertyNet is another listing site as well. LoopNet is perhaps the granddaddy of all sites. But it's really the regurgitated deals that are out there that nobody else wants in the marketplace, that what you'll find on LoopNet. So the internet's not a great source. It is a source that you'll be checking on a regular basis, see what's going on in your marketplace, see which brokers are moving and shaking by putting deals on there. But basically, where we like to get deals are through direct marketing and relationship building. Those are two of the ways that I'm going to cover here. Of course, there are other great ways and other niches you can get into, get a lot of deals coming in a short period of time, but you should always be doing direct mail and building relationships. Direct mail is basically getting a list, targeting the right message to the right list, and then having your phone ring regularly. For instance, one of the great lists that you can get from multifamily properties is going down to the courthouse. There are owners that are evicting tenants. These are landlords that should have been using management companies to manage their properties, and they tend to be burnt out because they got tenants that are not paying them, because they didn't screen them properly, because they didn't have a professional management company managing their properties. Remember in the last video, we talked a lot about getting good quality management companies to manage your property so you don't have to. But what we can do is we can get good deals from multifamily owners that decided that they were going to try to landlord themselves, and it didn't quite work out. So they're people that are evicting their tenants in housing court. These are people that are typically don't wanters, or they're in a bad situation because somebody's not paying them. Simply get what's called the summary process list, get that list, and then mail out to them. Mail out to them on a regular basis. Now, when you're doing direct mail, there are three very important things. Write these down. Number one, it's message to market. So first of all, you want to get the list. Where you get your list is important. And we just talked about one of the great list sources, which happens to be housing court. It's either housing court, district court, or the small claims court in your area where the multifamily properties, where their owners will bring their tenants for eviction. So that's a great list. Then what we want to do is we want to realize that 1%, if we can get a 1% response from our list, we're going to be able to get rich. A 1% response, meaning 1% of the people that actually get your letters are actually going to call you. In any industry, real estate industry, any type of industry out there, a 1% response is a great response. So that's all we're looking for, 1%, and you can become wealthy just off of direct mail. So the 1% rule. Then the third thing we're looking for is we're looking to have the proper headlines on our piece, because the headline is what's going to drive whoever gets the property, the seller, drives them to the phone to call you up. So the headline is the most important part of your marketing piece, so you want to write that down. As a matter of fact, the headline for the letter that we send out to the owners that are evicting their tenants says, There's nothing sweeter than selling an investment property that's become a pain in the butt. And inside that letter, we'll put a piece of candy. So the headline is referring to the candy in the letter, but also is referring to the pain that they're feeling when their property, which they thought was going to create all kinds of cash flow for them, becomes a pain in the butt. Why? Because they decided to manage it themselves, and they didn't have a good quality management company manage the property for them. So message to market is important. Where you get the list is also important. You can get the list from people that are evicting their tenants. You can get a list from the small claims court as well, from owners who have been brought to court from the Board of Health because they didn't fix their properties properly. You can get lists from foreclosures. There's tons of foreclosures in commercial properties and multifamily properties at any given time, especially right now. This is a great time to be doing that. You can get lists from people that are in probate. You can get lists from people that are in bankruptcies. You can get all kinds of lists. And you can go to list brokers, or you can go to the assessor's office. You can go to the assessor's office of your town or city and get a list of all the 2 to 4 family owners and all the 5+ unit owners. So message to market, get the right direct mail piece, get it out there, and your phone will ring constantly. Second thing I want to talk about is relationship building. You need to know that your business, regardless of what type of business it is, but we're in the real estate business now, your business is going to be based on the relationship that you create. It's going to be, I should put it another way, it's going to be as good as the relationships that you create. And in real estate and in life, I always say that there are 3 rules that you need to follow in a relationship. Number 1, always do what you say you're going to do. Always do what you say you're going to do. That's integrity. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of people with a whole lot of integrity that do what they say they're going to do in this day and age. So you're immediately going to separate yourself from the pack and become someone of integrity. So rule number 2 is make doing business with you easy. The easier it is for someone to do business with you, whether it be a broker or a seller, the more business they're going to want to give you, because they're going to know that, hey, if I give Dave Lindahl this deal, he's going to do most of the work. Great. You know, even though I'm not doing most of the work, the people in my office are. But when it was just me, Dave Lindahl, a one-man office, I was doing all the running around. I was returning my calls within 24 hours. I was returning my emails and texts immediately, or the emails within 24 hours, the texts immediately when I got it. But you want to make sure that the lines of communication are always open and that it's easy to do business with you. We get so many deals now because we're known as a company that's easy to do business with. And then the third thing is don't be a pain in the butt. Don't be a pain in the butt. In the multifamily commercial business, being a pain in the butt means you're constantly retrading. And when I say retrade, I mean you're renegotiating. Brokers, sellers don't like buyers that are constantly nitpicking and trying to renegotiate the deal. Once you set the deal down, unless there's a surprise, and you always retrade the surprises, but unless there's a surprise, we don't renegotiate. We just go through the deal. And because you're not known as somebody who retrades all the time, you get more deals coming into your pocket. So that's how you establish strong relationships. And there's one more thing about relationships. You need to know this. Whether it be with the real estate brokers, property managers, appraisers, all these people can get you deals on a regular basis. That one thing is find commonality. The sooner you find commonality with the people that you're doing business with, or let me put it another way, the people that you're attempting to do business with, the sooner they'll start doing business with you. Because people will do business with you when they like you and when they trust you. And people do business with people that are like them. And when you find commonality, when you find things that you have in common with the other person that's outside of real estate, and that's the key, outside of real estate, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's fishing, maybe it's NASCAR, maybe it's knitting, who knows? Whatever you have in common with the other person, ask certain questions to get that commonality out, and then focus on it for a little bit. You'll create a friendship, and people want to do business with their friends. And not only that, you get to expand your pool of friends as well. And this is the way that you'll get deals coming in over and over and over again. So there you have it. There's a couple of ways that you can get deals coming in. There are a lot of other ways. Remember, you always want to cast out a big net and then reel all the deals in after that. See you next time.